Background information about asexual and sexual reproduction. Organisms need to make more organisms like themselves through reproduction. Reproduction is the production of offspring or new individuals through sexual or asexual process. It is the creation of new individuals from previously existing organisms. Most organisms reproduce sexually, which includes fertilization of an egg and sperm, but a few reproduce asexually without fertilization. Asexual reproduction is the simplest form of reproduction, occurring in many simple plants, animals, bacteria, protists, fungi, and microorganisms. In asexual reproduction, there is only one parent. The result is an offspring that is identical to the parent. It can be considered a clone of the parent because it has the exact same genetic information as the single parent. One example of asexual reproduction is binary fission in bacteria. Watch a video explaining the process here. In a binary fission, one cell divides to form two identical cells. A cell first copies its genetic material and then divides into two separate cells. Each new cell has its own complete copy of the parent's genetic information. An advantage of asexual reproduction is that an organism can reproduce by itself, and it can happen rapidly. Asexual reproduction can lead to rapid population growth of a species. Another form of asexual reproduction is budding, and an example is the hydra. Watch a video explaining the process here. In the process of budding, part of the parent develops into a new organism. The new organism then pinches off from the parent and lives independently. The new organism is genetically identical to the parent. A disadvantage of asexual reproduction is that only clones are reproduced. There is no genetic variation, making the species unable to adapt and evolve to a changing environment. So this picture shows a tiny bump appearing and in the parent, and then it develops a bud, and then a bud grows, and then it separates from the parent to become an independent hydra. A third form of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Watch the video explaining the process here. Caution: this shows the process with a live organism and may make you cringe a bit. In the process of fragmentation, the body of the parent breaks into pieces, and each piece becomes a new organism or offspring. So here's the parent, breaks into 3 pieces, and then it has 3 offspring. A fourth form of asexual reproduction is vegetative propagation. Watch a video with examples using the process here. In the process of vegetative propagation, a new organism is made from parts of an old organism. A new potato can be grown from the eyes of old potatoes. The potato itself is an underground stem or tuber that stores food. Onion and garlic grow new stems from bulbs at the top of the stem. Strawberries and grasses grow runners that can sprout shoots and roots to produce new plants. Other examples include raspberries, ivy, pineapples, and spider plants. So here's an example of bulbs and tubers. Wild strawberry putting off a runner for the new plant. The last type of asexual reproduction is by spores. Spores are reproductive cells in plants, algae, and other protists and fungi. They are typically single-celled and have the ability to develop into a new organism. So here's the mushroom. It's spreading spores, which kind of come up like a seed, but they're not a seed, they're a spore. Watch a video that reviews all the above processes here. The majority of organisms reproduce by sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, 2 parents combine genetic material to produce offspring that are genetically different from both parents. Genetic material from the parents is transferred to the offspring in a special cell called a sperm for the male and an egg for the female. When the egg and sperm join, it is called fertilization. During the process, the egg and sperm combine their single sets of chromosomes to form a zygote containing 2 sets, or the diploid number of chromosomes for a species, half from each parent. Plants and animals both reproduce sexually. Watch a video of the plant process here. And then this just shows that a plant has a male and female part, and they can be fertilized. With sexual reproduction, the offspring receives half of its genetic material from the father and half from the mother. However, the mitochondrion DNA is received solely from the mother. An advantage of sexual reproduction is that two organisms are involved, allowing for species diversity and variation that can result in possible species adaptation.